Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It's another edition of Orphoeus Plays here with your old pal, Orpheus. We're here with another edition of Blade and Sorcery. Can't get enough of this game. Love all the murder, the mindless mayhem, and being able to talk to you. Hey, how are you today? Hope you're doing well wherever you are, whether it's day, night, or from another dimension. If you're from another dimension, let me know what it's like. Is it only 2 dimensions, or is it like a 4th dimension that adds an extra poofy hat to people? Whatever. Anyway, so we are playing today the Bandits Melee only. This is a one-on-one kind of thing. It seems that they do not want to describe it, so there's no description to this. So I guess we can't define it until we start murdering people. So let's get going. It's another bright, gloomy day outside. Apparently we have some weather going across the country today. We'll try not to talk about anything too controversial, you know, like the weather. But, yeah. So, I was thinking the other day, it's really hard to get out to the movies, right? You know, because not only have we had the whole situation going on in the world the last few years, but we've also got... Oh, she is so fragile. Come here. There we go. We got this... What is going on here? Anyway... So it's been kind of tough to get out to the movies, and it's funny because my wife and I got a bunch of gift certificates to go to the local movie theaters, and it's like, first of all, is there anything to watch? Is anything a regular, like, a brand new franchise, or is it all remakes and stuff? Because I saw that, like, there's a new Avatar movie out. Okay, well, good thing you got that sequel out in a nice, timely fashion 20 years later, right? Right? Mr. Cameron, you listening? I know you are. You and Jeff Bezos, you're sitting there together talking about how weird it is that Orpheus is talking about you. But, yeah, movies lately have been kind of, I don't know. I mean, since, what, the Avengers ended? Hold on. Take that. A little bit of that. But since the Avengers ended, it seems like all the movie franchises and everything been kind of boring, you know? Like, oh, we got Phase 4 of Marvel. Who cares? It's a bunch of comic book characters pretty much none of us have heard of. But thinking about movies, I'm going to have to be really delicate with this story because there's a lot of details that I kind of can't divulge. So I'll do my best on how this story pans out. So today I want to tell you the story about Adam Sandler and my ex-wife. Yes, your old pal Orpheus was married once before. His lovely wife that he's got right now. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made in my life was marrying that woman. And, well, I want to tell you a little story about how something panned out in my life along with her. So let me preface this by saying my ex-wife was a huge Adam Sandler fan. And I know you're like, well, I like The Waterboy too. No. We're talking posters. We're talking every single movie that he ever was in. We're talking copies of it on VHS. Go look it up. Or ask someone older. Or DVDs. We had everything. She would talk about him constantly. We would watch at least one Adam Sandler movie every week. It was, I mean, not bad. This was a time when, like, Waterboy and Happy Gilmore and stuff was out. So, here's it gets a little delicate. I used to go to a good number of premiere parties for movies. Now, I can't tell you how. All I'm going to say is that, no, it's not because I'm an actor. It's not because I did radio or broadcasting or anything and got, like, a media pass. All I'm going to say is there was a situation in my life where where these things were made available to me. So, like, it's not like I knew celebrities, like, personally. Okay, that's not true. I knew a couple of them personally. But it's not like I could just walk around Hollywood and walk on, the sound stages and be like, hey, what's going on? No, none of that. But all you need to know for this part of the story is I used to have an in to the entertainment. Oh, just like I had an in on his face. Let's just do a little shave. You look like you need a... Anyway. So, yeah, I had a little bit of an in the entertainment industry. Now, So, different premiere parties. I'd been to a couple for Adam Sandler himself. I'd been to Big Daddy, and I can't remember the other one. I went to another one before that. But, so this was, I was living in the northern part of a state, a very small town. I was working as a morning show co-host on the radio, and I had this opportunity. Someone gave me a call and said, hey, do you want to go to the Mr. Deeds premiere? Well, if you haven't seen Mr. Deeds, it is a Adam Sandler movie that is a remake of an older movie, as I was talking about how there's no new franchises out for movies. This is a story about Adam Sandler. He finds out that he's, I guess, an heir to some fortune, and so they bring him out to, I think it was New York City for this. And he's just a simple guy who gets a lot of money and then gets into some hijinks. Well, okay. So I get invited out to this premiere party. It's a good 12-hour drive from where I was to where the party was in New York. So my ex-wife hears that I've got this opportunity, and she's like, oh my God, I have to come with you. And I'm like, well, first of all, my family doesn't really like you a lot. And second, this was not a +1 thing. You know, it's not like I could go, hey, I'm here, and here's my wife or my ex-wife. That'd be odd to introduce her that way. So it would have saved me a lot of time. Anyway, so she's like, yeah, no, I have to come to this. I have to go to this premiere. You know how much I love Adam Sandler. This is crazy. You have to let me come to this. So I'm like, okay, let me make some phone calls. Let me ask a couple of people. And so I do that. I talk to some folks, toss a couple phone calls back and forth, and they're like, okay, fine, you can bring her. Just, you know, try not to get in too much trouble. This is kind of an exclusive event. Has she been to a premiere before? I'm like, no, she hasn't. Okay, well then she should probably be really excited. Tell her not to get too in people's faces. I'm like, okay, I can do that. Because this is something that, it's like an unspoken thing. If you're at a premiere party, it's what happens after that whole red carpet first showing of the movie. They go somewhere. The cast and crew goes somewhere. Bring some family members along, and they have a party. And usually they're fully catered. They've got all sorts of weird stuff like performers that go. I'll tell you in a sec what they had at this one. It was very cool. Anyway, so we go to the premiere party. We drive the full 12 hours. And we're like, okay, well, you got to stay in a hotel. Well, this is New York City, right? And I'm working on the salary of a morning show radio host. Not one that's been there like a decade and a half, mind you, but one that's, you know, been there about a year. So I'm making like $22,000 a year or something. So they're like, yeah, why don't you just get a hotel? I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't get a hotel. You know, what am I supposed to do? They're like, well, there's plenty of options. You can find one. Okay. So I went online to find a hotel. Now, you got to keep in mind, online back then, the internet as it was pretty sad compared to today. So when you go looking for a hotel, it's not like you go to one of the websites today where there's like 10,000 people who have told you all the little details about that hotel, whether it's dirty or clean, whether it's close to things. It was just basic information. If you were lucky back then, you got a picture of the room or the hotel. So I'm like, well, I got to find a cost-conscious option. And so I find this place that's like $80-90 a night. It was absolutely Hulk strong. Yeah. It was absolutely like completely affordable. I loved it. It was like a 10-minute walk away from where the premiere party was supposed to be. A little part of New York City in a village. Yay, down the hole. Thanks for leaving me your sword, bro. Appreciate that. And so it looks great online. I give him a call, give him a credit card number. I'm like, okay, we'll be there in a couple days. Sweet, no problem. Well, we get there, and it was like, we left at like 8 o'clock the previous morning. We get there, we're completely exhausted. And this place on the outside kind of looks like this, actually. Like just kind of wood. wood and like there weren't a lot of power lines coming into it. And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at my ex-wife, and we're like, what the hell's going on? Well, we go in there. It's all rustic. It smells all, you know, like an old library, which is cool, you know. Hey, bro, come here. Come here. Come here. Gut shot. Nuts. Nuts. Come here. No, one more. Let's try this. Oh. Okay, now he's dead. Anyway, so we go in, it's, you know, it smells nice and like it's got history. Like, you ever been in a big wooden building somewhere where it's like it's been around for a few hundred years, that kind of thing. So they're very nice people up at the front desk. You know, it's a little hard to understand them because he was, what was he? He was a Buddhist? Like from Thailand, I think. Anyway, so he's like, yeah, you know, hey, thanks for coming. It's not that busy right now, so it's perfect. We got a room for you, and, you know, it's reasonable. Just sign up all your information. Okay, do all that. Guy says, here's your key. Yours is down the hallway to the left. All right, cool. Go into the room, and there... No TV, no refrigerator, no towels, no soap, no sheets on the bed. There were 4 twin beds in this room, lined up against the wall. And on the ceiling, one single light hanging from one single wire that was covered in New Year's Eve festivities, like decorations. Well, it was like April at this point. Okay, so apparently the last people that had stayed in this room were back in January or December. So, okay, it also looked like the place hadn't been cleaned. So, hey, good thing, though, we had one window. One single window. Awesome. The problem with that was, apparently in that little courtyard where this hotel was, there was someone who loved his trumpet. And for 2 days straight, no joke, 2 days straight, except for maybe a few hours overnight, this asshole played his trumpet the entire time. And it's not like he was good at it either. It was just like, purr, 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 like he was practicing something, but he was never getting better. So we had the sounds of a wailing dead animal outside. So that's pleasant, but that's all beside the point. Well, so we get I'm not going to say good night's sleep. The beds were horrible. They squeaked. The place stank. The dude with the trumpet outside was driving me nuts. So, okay, wake up the next morning. And we do a little touring. You know, not anything serious. We didn't go to any of the major, like, tourist places. But we did do a little bit of sightseeing. Saw Times Square stuff. You know, the basic stuff. We didn't, you know, no pay-to-play stuff. All right? Spend the day just kind of dicking around. Finally, all right, it's time. The premiere party is just about to start, about 7 o'clock at night. And that did not work at all. All right, so it's about 6, 7 o'clock at night. We're like, all right, we're going to make our way over. This whole day, I have to say, she's losing her mind. My ex-wife is just like, oh my God, tonight's the night I'm going to be able to meet Adam Sandler. And I'm trying to, like, temper her. I'm like, well, you know, you got to understand, this isn't going to exactly be a thing where we're going to be sitting down and having dinner with him, right? She's like, no, I know. I just want to meet him, maybe get his autograph, tell him how much I love his stuff, and then that's good. We can leave right after that if you want to. That's no problem. And I'm like, well, I mean, I kind of do have the ability to, like, talk to some of these other celebrities. Like, once again, we're getting into that delicate, I can't tell you why. But I had the ability at a certain point to just walk up to most people that were in that movie or several other movies and be like, hey, how you doing? And they're like, oh, yeah, how you doing? It's good to see you again. Like, oh, you know, that kind of thing. Not like I'm going to call them on a weekend and say, you want to go to Starbucks or something? No. But enough recognition that I could walk up and they wouldn't be like, who the hell is this guy? This is a super fan. Oh, I'm your biggest fan. So I'm telling my ex-wife this all day long. I'm like, you know, this is not going to be like it's going to be more like a meet and greet and less like a get to know somebody. She's like, yeah, no, that's fine. Well, okay. So we're walking there. Again, she's like humming at this point. She's just like, I'm gonna get to meet him. I'm gonna get to meet him. She's like, am I gonna be able to meet the other people from the movie too? I'm like, look, I don't know. This is not my party. We're just going, right? So get there, lovely spread. The whole place is just beautifully set up. There's a full buffet, there's a band, there's free swag from the movie. So you can get t-shirts and hats and keychains and all sorts of stuff. I think I still have a satchel bag from that somewhere. Oh, and I have 2 t-shirts from the set. They were Deeds' Pizza, if you ever saw that movie. His original thing is he owns a pizza place. And I have 2 of the shirts that they actually had on set. Mind you, I have not taken very good care of them, so they've become more like sleep shirts, but c'est la vie, right? All right. We get there. It's beautiful. Now, the thing I wanted to tell you about that's really cool from that party, you'd go up and there was a table on one side. You go up there and there's 2 guys that are sitting there, and they have a bunch of like leaf tobacco and stuff in front of them. So you walk up and you're like, hey, how you doing? They go, oh yeah, what kind of cigar do you want? You tell them, I want it to have, a mild flavor. I'd like it to be long smoking. I want it about this long. Okay, no problem. Then for the next 10 minutes, you watch this guy roll a cigar custom for you. Then he'll hand it to you and he's like, you want to light it now? You want to save it? So I'm walking around, big old fat stogie. My ex-wife hated when I smoked cigars, but I'm like, screw it. This is probably one of the best cigars I'm going to smoke in a really long time. So I'm like, yeah, why not? Lighting that up. I'm puffing away. So we go and we get something to eat. Awesome food. And it's not all like that typical wedding food, like baked ziti and fucking chicken and stuff. No, this was full on like steaks and like chicken breasts and just shrimp, and it was amazing. I hope I didn't make some of you hungry right there, because I think I just made myself hungry. Oh boy. Anyway, I'll get a snack after this. So walking around with that cigar, my wife still humming. She's looking left and right. She's like, is he here yet? Is anyone here yet? I'm like, no, the movie's still not over. They're probably still on their way. This is all like the family and some of the crew members that wanted to get a head start. Okay. Oh, did I mention open bar? Right? So she's having a few drinks. I'm having a few drinks. We're not driving, so why not, right? Oh no. That's going to leave a little bit of a mark for the next time you get a suit made. Anyway, so we're both feeling kind of good, and all of a sudden there's that little buzz in the crowd. You've all experienced it, like when you oh no. Oh, and it's another drama queen death. I want to stay on camera longer. Anyway, so there's that buzz in the crowd. You ever been somewhere like at a public event, like maybe it's a concert, and y'all are waiting for the band to show up, and there's like that kind of rumbling in the crowd going on, like, oh, they're here. Then it starts to spread, right? So we hear all the stars are starting to roll in. So you got everyone from the movie coming in. And they're walking in one at a time. They're going through a little staging area, and then they're kind of making their way into the party. And they're walking around, shaking hands and hugging people and So there's Adam Sandler. He's walking in. My wife is just about to crap herself. She's just like, oh my God, this is going to be so cool. Oh my God. So while I'm waiting, because he's making his way through a crowd, he had been, this was just a few months after 9/11. So New York was still a little tense, you might say. So Adam had a firefighters, like a New York firefighter hat on that, someone had given to him. That's cool. Kind of gives him a little bit of local flavor and support. Whoa, what is going on here? Now I lost. Anyway, so he comes in. He's looking all happy, but if you've ever seen like actors on the red carpet or anything, they're there, but they're not, So it's like, hey, how you doing? Oh, whatever. Hey. So my wife goes, oh my God, it's time, isn't it? I'm going to get to meet him. And I'm like, we'll see. So she's behind me. She's walking behind me, and there's a few people behind her. I don't know who they were. I didn't check. It wasn't important to me at the time. But so Adam's there, and I kind of walk up so he can see me, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, Adam?" He's like, "Hey, good to see you again," because we'd met a few times before, and I'm like, "Hey, great movie, another good one, very funny. I hope it does really well for you." He's like, "Oh, thanks, man." We're shaking hands, and just kind of have to lean in a little bit to talk to him because it's kind of loud. And I'm like, "Hey, real quick, my ex-wife here." Again, I didn't say it that way. Once again, that would have been odd. "Hey, this is my ex-wife." Like, okay, well, I mean, this is Hollywood, right? But so I go, my ex-wife would really love to meet you. She's a huge fan. If you got just a second, that would be great. Just shake her hand. Let her know that she's appreciated as a fan. He's like, "Okay, where's she at?" I said, "She's right behind me." Now at this point, a bunch of firefighters came in. Apparently the ones he had rode in on a fire truck, I guess. That's what the rumor was. And so there's a bunch of firefighters that are there. Well, that exact moment, they're all like waving at him from behind us, right? And then they kind of motion off behind Adam. So he's like, "Oh, okay, so I got to go do," I guess he had to go do like a photo shoot or something with the firefighters. I'm totally cool with that. They're heroes, man. So get your photo shoot on, right? So that's the exact moment that he's just about to like say hello to my wife. And so she's like, I look back and she's just beaming. She's like, "Oh my God." She goes to reach her hand out. That exact moment, Adam goes, "Hey, listen, fellas, I got to get going. I'm really busy right now. I'll see if I can catch you later. If you want to talk, just come find me." And he turns around and walks out. I look at my ex-wife, and she's just horrified. Just absolutely like, "What? Wait, what? How's it? I was just about, oh my God." So I'm like, "Look, I don't have control over this. I don't know. I can't like go seek him out again and be like, 'Hey, real quick, could you take time out of, being at your own premiere party to say hello to my ex-wife?" So there's still about 3 hours left of this party. Well, not for my ex-wife. The evening is now over. There's about a 6-block walk from the party to our hotel. Not a word spoken. And at the whole time, I'm like, "Look, I'm sorry. It wasn't, I can't control this stuff. They kind of know me, but it's not like I know that, like, I can't." Anyway, so she's just like, "I can't believe it." She starts going like, "This is bullshit." When we get back to the hotel, I guess she didn't want to bitch at me in public. Like, "This is total horseshit. This is ridiculous. You said I was going to be able to meet him." You're starting to see why this is my ex-wife. So I'm like, "Look, I'll see if I could maybe I can get you an autographed picture or something, in a week or so." And she's like, "That's fucking bullshit. You should have been able to get it so I could meet him." I'm like, "You saw. He was reaching out his hand to you." Like, what do you want me to do? So we check out the next morning. She said about 7 more words to me that night. We slept in 2 separate beds that night, 2 of the twin beds. Except they were the ones that were the furthest apart from each other. So, like, she's in this one, I'm in this one. Like it's an episode of I Love Lucy or something. So, okay, we check out the next morning. And we get in the car. It's a 12-hour drive. Now, I've discussed awkward drives before on this channel. Like with my parents, where they friggin' drove me down, or picked me up from Florida when I wrecked the car. So, it's 12-hour drive, and she says, again, maybe 3 words, like something along the lines of, "I have to pee" or something, maybe once. The rest of the time, she's just sitting there with her arms crossed in the passenger seat, just 12 full hours, mind you. So we get home, and I'm like, whew, that was an adventure, huh? I'm trying to laugh it off. Like, come on, man. We went and did something amazing. He's like, "You'll probably never do anything like that again." I don't know if I will, because at this point it was like, I can't talk about the situation, but there were things occurring that were making it so it would be more difficult for me to do that in the future from going on. Oh no! And so she's like, yeah, well, I just want to go home. I just want to get inside and take a shower and change. And she's like, I don't feel that good. Okay. So I'm kind of grabbing stuff out of the car. I'm getting bags and stuff. Yeah, cleaning out the garbage from the car from, 24 hours of driving within a week. And all of a sudden I hear the door slam behind me at our house. And she's got an armload of shit, like posters that are balled up and DVDs and T-shirts and stuff. And I'm like, what is all that? She's like, this is all the Adam Sandler shit we have now. Says, I'm fucking done with it. I'm not gonna, never again. He's an asshole. And she's like, and I'm mad at you for making it. I'm like, oh my God, would you calm down? Yeah, so was with her maybe a couple more years after that. Not once did she ever want to watch another Adam Sandler movie. Not once. Every time that I would even mention it, every time there was even a commercial on TV for an Adam Sandler anything, just totally hatred. Just flat out like, fuck that guy. He ruined my life. So, I'll give you a little hint. If you're ever going to meet a celebrity, remember, they're not there to meet you unless you, won a contest or something, right? So if you want to, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. It's going to be more satisfying if you just know that you're going to be there with the celebrity instead of going to be there, with the celebrity. Boy, I'm going to have a lot more stories coming up about my dealings in Hollywood, and I will tell you, I have got some interesting ones. Look, there's an inside look. We've all seen in society, especially lately, that Hollywood's a little bit more scummy than we thought, right? Yeah, y'all have no idea. There are some things, and look, I'm going to tell them to you. I am going to tell you some of these stories. Now, the names will be changed, and maybe the geographic locations to make it slightly harder for people to know. But I'm telling you, I'm going to share some scoop on some Hollywood things. I'll give you a small example. At that premiere party, we're grabbing something to eat. We sit down on it's a table there's a terrace, on top of a restaurant that we're staying on, that we're eating on. We're sitting there, and this girl walks up, and she has a plate that is so piled with food, it looks like she's never eaten before, and there's a full open buffet, and she's like, oh, thank God, piles it all on there. So, quite literally, that much food on the plate, a good 6 to 8 inches of food deep. And this is not a big girl. She's thin and athletic looking. She sits down. She's like, do you mind if I sit here? And we both look at each other, my ex-wife and I. We're like, no, that's cool. Hey, how you doing? Well, she introduces herself as the daughter of a very prominent tennis player. I won't give a specific name, but let's just say he was known for being very angry. He's not really in the game anymore, but that's all I'm going to say about him. Well, apparently, according to what she said, she was his daughter. Oh, okay. Cool. We get to sit at the table with this woman's daughter, which is, that's kind of neat. For the next 10 minutes, it looks like she was Kirby. She just opened her mouth, basically, and just ate all the food. And it was nonstop. She was just stuffing it in her face. And then she's done with the whole plate. She leans back in her chair and burps. And then she's like, all right, well, good to meet you guys. I'll see you later. We didn't talk to her that whole time. We were kind of just eating and talking to each other. And she's just in front of us just om nom nom, om nom nom. So, yeah, if you think that somehow being famous makes you an expert in etiquette, you are sorely wrong on that one. So, yeah, little tidbits like that. Oh, God, I can't wait to tell you guys about the Big Daddy premiere. Oof. I'll give you a little teaser on that one. I had to hold someone's hair while they threw up. A celebrity that you will definitely know, but I gotta be delicate with that one too. That one more than others. Anyway, that's the story of when Adam Sandler dissed my ex-wife at a premiere party. I hope you enjoyed it. He certainly did not enjoy that last moment. And that's another edition of Orphoeus Plays, here with Blade and Sorcery. And I'm Orpheus. And we will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed it. See ya. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.